and
That
then I
looks
sat
really
there and
good.
ate it, and our GM was going,
You didn't eat
well,
it. You scarfed that.
I
You
know,
scarfed
I
that
ate
thing
it
down.
and normally I don't eat lunch, and I was hungry. Welcome to Cue the Mic.
Welcome to Cue the Mic.
Episode 22. 22. Yep. And day 34 of Darren's failure to build his own podcast studio. So here we are live from the kitchen table again.
It's fine. It's really not that bad.
It's only the only peace and quiet I have in my life.
I just have one random whiteboard. It's not even like a full whiteboard. Yeah. And then a little note from my mom that says, "Good morning, Emmy," with a heart that she dropped off one day.
Yeah.
Because she loves me.
She loves me.
Yeah. But
she didn't love you after that last episode doing some restaurant bashing.
She wasn't the biggest. Hey. And honestly, we were bashing some local restaurants. Well, I apologize for
you were bashing a local restaurant, but
yeah, and I apologize.
I was bashing a chain restaurant.
Yeah, but
nonetheless, here we
are.
It's water under the bridge.
I don't know. I thought about it.
We're starting to get critiques from our big fans now, which is good. We got broad shoulders. We can take
it. Yeah. Well, you can. I thought about it for I've thought about it for 3 days. It's fine. Yeah.
Water off the duck's back.
Yeah. Huh. I haven't heard that one. But yeah. Anyway, what's up? How's it going?
Busy weekend of barbecue. We had I had a busy weekend. I would say but Sherry stayed behind this week. But so I made the trek on Thursday afternoon up to the Puckaway Pig Fest in Montello, Wisconsin. Just a great little local contest. Had about 28 teams. Some people I hadn't seen all year long. Just a nice setup next to my buddy Seth from the Procrastinators. So we had a good time until I almost cut my finger off. But
that's why you're wearing that.
That's why I'm wearing my blue bandage, because I
thought it was for like a paper cut or something.
No, I was cleaning a knife, and I have this long brush to clean my knife. So when I use a knife, I just go over, I instantly clean it, and I put it down to air dry. That way the knife stays sharp and whatever. I just got done sharpening the knife, and I had this long brush. Well, Sherry doesn't like the long-handled brush, so she replaced it with these little dinky brushes. And so instead of getting in the cupboard and getting out my long brush, I used her short brush, which proceeded to slip in my hand, and I took the end of the knife on my finger.
Oh,
yeah, not fun. Yeah, right. I mean, at least it wasn't during turn-ins. It was about a half hour before, so I was bleeding everywhere. I was bleeding like a stuck hog, and I'm like, so I grabbed paper towel, and I'm like, I don't have a first aid kit. I never cut myself, so I'm looking around. Finally, I went next door to Seth, my neighbor. I'm like, you got a first aid kit? He's like, no. I said, you got tape? He's like, I got some black electrical tape.
You did not.
Oh yeah, he we had to cut part of my finger. It sliced through my fingernail, so we had to get fingernail clippers and cut the fingernail off. And then I put some gauze or paper towel over it, and he wrapped black electrical tape around it. Oh man, it was a perfect job. I got through turn-ins. Kind of hard though to operate a knife without your index finger. But anyway, we got her done. Got a big colon ribs. Well, second place, not super big colon ribs. My chicken, I'm not sure where my chicken went. It's been scoring every time, but it just hit 13th. And then I hit in pork 7th, and I hit 5th in brisket, which is a long time coming. Maybe I'm coming out of my slump in brisket. turned in the same stuff, but I mean, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it scored 5th, and it's fine. And so off we go. I was able to take reserve grand champion, number 2, and so
nothing wrong with that.
Lots of fun. They have it's at this campground. So, there's a lot of locals that stay there all summer long and all fall long, whatever, kind of like, I don't know, it's just there's some permanent housing, like I guess, permanent cabinets and
like a campground.
And just nightly cabins. So anyway, we cruised around on golf carts, and on Friday night, they have just like the coolest thing. And I've been thinking about this ever since I had it, but they have a fish fry, right? And it's so you can get perch or shrimp on Friday night, and they deliver it to your site. So you go in Thursday or Friday. I went in Friday morning first thing, and I said, hey, I'd like 3 fish dinners for Seth and his wife and me. I'd like it delivered to my site at 6 o'clock. And she says, well, can you take it at 5:49? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, 5:49 would be just perfect. And so then she proceeds to show me this spreadsheet. And so they're cooking all this fish in an auto fry machine. So they had 2 auto fry machines. Well, it took them like 5 minutes to cook fish. And they had 2 of them. So they had like 7 minutes in between each time frame. So they knew they couldn't cook any more than 3 batches. So you got 3 pieces of fish. So they couldn't cook any more than 9 pieces of fish every 5 minutes. And so, but they had 2 machines, so they could do 6 dinners every 5 minutes. And then they had somebody running out to the site, dropping off the boxes, the fish dinners, and coming back. And I'm like, holy crap, so efficient. Well, by the time we got to Friday afternoon, people were wanting to order fish, and they were sold out because they had all the time slots filled. And they did this for 3 hours. They started like at 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night, and they just sold fish dinners. And they had somebody that was just going out on a golf cart. So they'd cook the fish, the person would go back, they'd grab the fish, they'd go deliver it to the site, they just drop the boxes, they'd go back all night long. They had 2 golf carts running. I'm like, how efficient. So predictable. So predictable that they could produce that. And I'm like, okay, how do you take this into the restaurant? Or what I was really thinking was, I don't want to serve fish. I want to go to a campground, because these are all over the place in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. There's all kinds of campgrounds like this. I want to take barbecue and just say, hey, you get a barbecue platter. You get 2 slices of brisket. You get a half a pound of pork. You get whatever, and it's $20. And you only do so many per hour, or every 5-10 minutes, whatever. So that you can just spread it out. So then you got time to slice barbecue fresh. And so I'm like, wow, what a great opportunity. So if you're anywhere near a campground and there's no food and you have the ability to vend, I mean, just setting up that schedule, it was crazy, because everybody was prepaid. Everybody had an exact slot time of when it was going to be. And they knew exactly how much fish to cook, because they were full. They could only cook so much fish, and it came with coleslaw, French fries, a piece of rye bread with butter. It was just amazing. Predictable. Predictable restaurant experience. So easy to plan for. So, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that. But got lots of feedback from our last podcast. What do we call that thing? Thinking like the customer.
Yeah. Thinking like the customer.
Right. So I had a comment from a friend of mine that he said he watched the podcast, said he used to work downtown. And he said he went to this restaurant, and just so your mom doesn't get mad at me, I'm not going to say the name of this restaurant, right? But he said, I went to X. The food was okay, but not remarkable. When the server removed our plates at the end of the meal, he said something like, thanks for coming in. I enjoyed serving you and would like to do so again. The parting comment is what's my buddy remembered most about the entire dining experience. And he says, perhaps this could translate to your servers that pick up the dirty food trays in our restaurant to something more like asking that than, are you finished? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, you know, like, we really appreciate you coming in. Instead of, hey, are you done with your food? Just, hey, are you done with your food? Hey, we appreciate you coming in. Wouldn't cost anything, but could increase repeat customers. And totally true. And we talked about Chick-fil-A. You know, another friend, I mean, he sent in something to you.
Yeah, he commented on our YouTube video. He made a comment about how he wouldn't put up with the size of their chicken sandwiches if it wasn't for their sides or like the experience, you know. So his example was even the waffle fries become a personalized customer experience with their sauces. So just kind of like how there's multiple steps that they take to kind of personalize that experience for each individual instead of just giving them one variation and just saying this is what you get, you know.
Yeah, and it's a dry, and the one thing I love about Chick-fil-A, not only so they make trends go viral, and I'm not sure if they start that or people start that.
It's
but
people.
you get the trends that, you know, you had the trend that you take the grilled chicken nuggets and you mix the buffalo sauce with the Chick-fil-A sauce, and I was addicted to that. And I'm like, all along the way, I'm like, our chicken nuggets are better than this, but still, this was really good, right? I mean, it was really good. And so things go viral about how do you mix and match stuff, and it's like, how do you get people to do that? Because we've got a lot of stuff. We have a lot of people that mix our beans and mac and cheese, right? And it just looks I've never tried it, but a lot of people mix our beans and mac and cheese. Or I've seen a lot of people taking the barbecue sauce and mixing it with the mac and cheese.
That makes sense. That one makes sense to me.
I was thinking, you know, how I think we talked about making breakfast potatoes, you know, and maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but I've been talking a lot about breakfast potatoes, you know, and so we had to do a breakfast catering, and we were trying to figure out, okay, what do we do for breakfast potatoes? I'm like, well, it's easy. We have baked potatoes, big ones. Just cook them, cool them down, and then chunk them up, throw them in the fryer, put a little barbecue rub on them, and they're great. And so they were crispy on the outside, and they were just amazing. Just got rave reviews about that. And I'm like, should I be taking leftover baked potatoes at the end of the night, cubing them up, having them there, just fry them to order, putting them in a bowl with mac and cheese on top of them and barbecue? And I'm like, whoa, next level.
Yeah. Would you sell that? Yeah, that's carb overload. Would you sell that at your mac and cheese restaurant or your barbecue restaurant or both?
I don't know. It could sell anywhere.
It really could.
It just sounded so good. You know, it's kind of like
mac and cheese and barbecue.
Well, I always talked about like the taco mac. Yeah. So it's like I envision a bowl, and find a bowl that you could put a perfect flour tortilla that would fit in the bowl, and then build your custom mac and cheese inside of it. And when you get done eating the mac and cheese, you pick up the tortilla shell and you have a taco.
Would you fry it or cook it?
No.
My only thing is that sometimes those tortillas get soft and they're sitting in sauce, and then
they'll still hold.
Tear apart.
They'll still hold. If you buy a sturdy tortilla, you will. I mean, the low carb one is not going to work.
Oh,
trust me. I tried the low carb. What did I try? And I love the low carb tortillas, but
that's all I eat.
Tried to do something with low carb tortillas, and I'm trying to think of what it was. Didn't work.
That's all. Our tender tacos are that we used to have at the Honor Chicken are on low carb tortillas.
They are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just bought low carb tortillas. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that's what we used to sell them on.
Well, that doesn't make
I'm
much
pretty
sense.
sure.
You're putting a fried chicken tender on a low carb tortilla.
Balance.
Oh, is that what they call that? It's balance.
I don't know. But yeah.
So you
Taco
talk about
Mac sounds good.
But you
now that I'm thinking about it.
Carnita Taco Mac.
I just had a carnita taco for lunch.
I know, that's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
That would be good. I actually had to work today. We had
me too.
We had one sick layman. We had a huge amount of catering today. We had an 1,800 person catering going out, plus I don't know how many other caterers, a bunch.
I had to do 3
going out over lunch. So Emma had to do 3, and then we had somebody call in sick to the chicken, and we were already down one there. So they're like, "Oh, we need somebody to expedite, somebody to help prep and whatever." And I'm like,
"What I was supposed to be doing,
what she was supposed to be doing, but and I probably should have went catering, but instead I went up, and so I made fresh mac salad. I made chicken pot pie filling. I was the prep guy.
Wow, they really did put you to work.
I did the expedite stuff. I made fresh. I made the focaccia dough so it could rise overnight for tomorrow. Oh. And they looked at me like, "How do you know to do that?" I'm like, "I'm the one that had the recipe, right?"
Yeah.
This isn't my. I didn't know what to put on. I didn't know what to put on barbecue mac, though. I'm sitting there going, "Okay, what do we put on this again?" I was just, hell, I don't care. I'm not scared to ask. I don't need to guess.
That's the easiest mac and cheese.
I know. I just want to get it right.
Barbecue
no, it's not. It's got fried
and the
onion on top of it.
Yeah, and then the onion tangos.
But then you had the smash burger mac and things like that. That
one's difficult.
I'm going to have to get on them because I didn't see him smash the burger as much as I wanted to. But I cooked some kick-ass smash burgers last night. Oh my god, they're so good.
Yeah, but yeah,
so good. And then I was playing around earlier with a hot roast beef bowl. So
yeah, you were. That looked good.
I know. And then I sat there and ate it, and our GM was going,
"You didn't eat it. You scarfed that. You scarfed that thing down."
And normally I don't eat lunch, and I was hungry. Boy, what a mistake. She was asking if it was.
You killed that.
She was asking if it was enough because it was a 24-ounce bowl. I should have weighed it.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have waited, but it was easily 1.5 pounds, right? Even though it didn't look big, man, I ate it. Yeah. Been miserable ever since. I'm glad I did go take about 8,000 steps at the chicken restaurant after that because I'd been asleep by now.
Yeah, but it did look good.
It was good. So just trying to get smaller portions. One of the little tricks we did years ago, we used to have huge, huge portions on everything. We still have really big portions on everything.
Yeah, they're not small.
So we serve these daily comfort food specials. And we do, like today on Wednesdays, always a hot roast beef special. So it's 6.5 ounces of hot roast beef that we bake overnight, that we take brisket points and put salt and pepper on them and slow roast them overnight. Mm-hmm. And then we take that, we pull apart, we take fresh Yukon Gold mashed potatoes and buttered carrots. And so we take 2 slices of white bread, put a big old hunk of mashed potatoes on it with the meat on it, cover it in gravy, and put the carrots on the side. And it's just a huge portion. I mean, that thing probably weighs 2.5, 3 pounds. And it's so... big. And most people split it, and it costs $11.99. That includes a drink. So it's like the best value of anything. But a lot of people don't want to order that because they don't want to, some people aren't leftover people. Like I'm not a leftover person. And so I don't want a lot of leftovers. So if I can order a smaller portion knowing it's going to fill me up, I'm probably going to go that route, even though dollar for dollar cost per ounce, it costs more. It's just better. So I've been testing that. Well, I've had the bowl in my car for 2 weeks, but I've never hit it on Wednesday. Well, I just happened to, I need to go work at the chicken, but I'm going to make this bowl right quick. And, now we're going to price it out and see if we can't get something on the menu. But we could do that with like 4 or 5 of our comfort food specials where we're, instead of 6.5 ounces of meat, you'll get 4 ounces of meat. Instead of, you get still get a scoop
Yeah.
of mashed potatoes, half the vegetables, one slice of bread, kind of half the calorie, but not necessarily exactly half the
I wouldn't
cost,
say yeah.
but a little higher. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get that rolled out. But it's all about trying to meet the customer's needs and trying to be thinking about the customer. And I go back to we talk about these comments about dining experiences. Another example I was sitting in the corporate office yesterday and sitting with Brenna, who happens to be my sister-in-law, but is also my head in charge of accounting. And we're sitting there talking about financial stuff, and she's asking all kinds of questions like she does every day to me and trying to get some answers. And then all of a sudden the phone rings. And it's about 11:15, and the phone rings, and it's a guy that wants to place a catering. Well, we have an automated tele system that says, hey, if you want to place a carryout order, press 1. You want to go to catering, press 2. If you want accounting, press 3. Well, evidently he couldn't get through to catering, so he called back and went to the accounting office. And Brenna, bless her heart, says, well, can I take your name and number? They must be out doing deliveries. And the guy says, you have your catering sales office out doing deliveries. Shouldn't they be booking caterings? And then hung up the phone.
Yeah.
And so it made me think about that. I said, first of all, Brenna, we don't always have to tell the exact truth.
Right.
But we're not going to turn down the catering. So the better answer would have been, wow, they must be getting slammed. I can try and help you. I don't do this every day, but I'm going to have, let me take down all your information. I'll book the catering and I'll have them confirm it here in just a little bit. But instead, we've probably got a guy, whoever it was, probably's never done business with us before.
Right.
And probably never will do business with us based upon a single interaction, because it'll always be, well, that's stupid. They shouldn't. If they want to sell catering, they ought to. It bugged him enough that he hung up the phone and probably called somebody else.
Yeah. I know it's a weird one to me, though.
Well, people are weird, but...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. People are weird.
But it kind of led into Emma and I probably, I don't know, we had an hour-long discussion yesterday about...
Oh, yeah. I think it was only like 30 minutes, actually.
Oh, it was?
For once. Yeah, wasn't quite as long.
For once. But it just makes me think about our entire catering operation. That one phone call. Because I'm a customer guy. Just book the catering. Just book it. And I was started to grab the phone from her, but the guy hung up. Because I would have said, hey, I got it. Whatever. You know, my name's on the building. Because I never say no to a catering. Right? I'm never going to say no. Now, I have a feeling we probably say no. But you can't grow the business if you say no.
Yeah.
We always find a way.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Pulling the marketing girl.
So, so we started thinking about catering in the ultimate world. Now, we may have or may not have talked about it, but I've been struggling with catering software. We've got a catering software we've been using for many, many years, and we help them design a lot of the back ends. So, if we take an order, we manually put it into the system, and it generates a worksheet for the kitchen. It generates an invoice for the customer, and it generates all this data. So now our catering guy in the kitchen, he can sit and project how many pounds of meat, how many ounces of sides, and all that stuff that we need for every single day. And it's a very fluid number because we take a lot of last minute caterings. But it's a fluid number that we can look at. Here's everything on the screen, but then we can also print out a sheet so that we can execute going out the door, checklist, make sure everything's right.
Yeah.
Well, part of our errors are we take an order from a customer and we don't type it in right, or And so I've been working. We have an online kind of a patch, if you will, an online where we have a customer or a company that you can place an online order, and we can accept, reject that order, but we still have to take that order and manually enter it in. And then I have to
Right.
manually take a credit card, and I got to manually run it, and then the driver then takes the credit card out to the customer, and they sign it and bring it back. And then if they put a tip on it, if the person that's driving doesn't actually put the right tip on the right line, then everything gets all screwed up, and it's just an accounting nightmare. So they're
Yeah.
coming out ways to automatic pay, but nobody can find me an online entry
Ordering.
and online ordering. And I've been looking for 2 years, probably longer,
Mm-hmm.
at all this software today. It has all the capabilities in the world. It's cool as crap on the front
Yeah.
end.
Right.
And there's nothing on the back end.
Right. Because and I think that kind of relates to, in their mind, they're more focused on the customer experience, but they're looking at the wrong customer.
Right. That's a good point.
Because they're trying to make it easier for who's going to buy your food, but not like their customers, or like who's actually, needing their services, which is us, and how would that work for us in the back end?
Right. Because I would argue the back end is much more important, and it's easy to say, hey, just don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yes and no. If there's people involved, there's going to be mistakes. We understand that.
Right. But not everybody thinks like you.
I think, for instance, I ordered something from a barbecue store. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I don't know what software they use, but so I order
based off what you showed me, it looked like they might have used a Shopify account.
Right. So which we have Shopify.
Yeah.
That's how so you go in and say, hey, I want to buy this rub and this sauce and whatever. And I place the order, and it remembers my credit card and everything, and says, boom, it's just easy. Select, boom, boom, hit pay now, done, or whatever. And then I get a confirmation saying, hey, your order's been placed. Here's your credit card receipt. And then I get an order that says, hey, your orders did ship. Here's your tracking number. Here's your estimated delivery. And then I get an email that morning that says, hey, your order's being delivered today. And as soon as my order gets delivered, I get an email that says, hey, your order's just been delivered. And normally I wouldn't like that many emails, but also I can it's a quick, oh, that order delivered, boom, right? It's just a quick delete. So it's not like a junk email, and it's not bothering me. But then I take that and say, Emma, I want this in our catering, right? I want to be able to just go on, place an order. When somebody accepts it, just boom, hey, your order's been accepted. Here's a copy of your order, and here's a payment link to pay for it. And let's say it's 3 days out. You don't necessarily have to pay me. We're not big on payment in advance. We don't require deposits. We don't require, most of the time we run credit cards. 95% of the time we run credit cards the morning of the event. And if the customer card declines, it's okay. We'll take the food, or we'll call them up and say, hey, your card declined. Can you get me another one? And so we're still old fashioned that way, that we allow customers, we still drop invoice. You want to pay us by a check in 30 days? Here's an invoice, pay us by check in 30 days. So we've never really had a problem, never had to really write much off for bad debt. So it's just something that the customers like. But I look at that whole experience, and now I have this huge urge to make our system better, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose a customer based upon somebody talking or whatever. And I think, and you're not going to drive all customers to online ordering, but if we had cool online ordering, in essence, what I would do was,
because that's one of the problems we do have, is that people try to use our online ordering, and it's always, because of the software we use, it can be so touch and go.
Right.
And
Or if they want to make changes are huge. People, somebody's going to order, hey, I got 25 people for next Wednesday, 2-meat, 2-side buffet. And they'll call 3 times and change that number. And we're fine with that because, the fact of the matter is I'm not going to prep that catering until the afternoon before. So as long as I know before I prep it, it's not a problem. I can be very flexible that way.
Yeah.
Or we can be very flexible that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, now we have this big urge to change it to, and what's crazy is we use Shopify.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of finding that thing, that program that's designed around catering that we can do that and drive customers.
Yeah, how can we manipulate it?
Because if we become automated and instead of manually entering order into the catering software, if we enter it, if a customer says, we say order online. Oh, I don't want to order online. Okay, well, here, let me pull up the website. Let me take your information just like I'm you. And let me take your credit card number just like you. And whatever, if you do that enough times, then what are they going to do? Oh, well, I might as well, if I'm going to spend my time on the phone with you, I might as well do it myself, right?
Right.
Because that's the ultimate goal. Would
you tell them that that's what you're doing, or would you just do it?
I think you tell them. Oh, hey, yeah, here I can get into our system for you, right?
But okay,
right, and some people might want that level of experience, and some people, to me, it's like I'm booking a catering order. I got a question.
Yeah,
I got a question. Well, I want to chat with a specialist, right? I mean, I did that today. We had ordered some stuff from Webstront, which is a big restaurant supply company. And we've been ordering quite a bit of stuff just because it's so much cheaper. They buy in bulk and whatever. It's so much cheaper to buy some of these, especially the black compartment bowls or black bowls with lid combos. It's just, it's less than half price that we can find anywhere else. And so we ordered them. So we had ordered some for the mac and cheese restaurant. And so I saw 6 cases come in, and I go, and I'm going to grab these, and I'll take them up to the Ornery Chicken Crafty Mac. And then I go to pick up the box, and it says 48-ounce bowls. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. That's a 3-pound bowl. That's not right. What's going on here? And so I'm like, well, he must have hit the wrong button when he ordered. Well, so I pull up Webstront on my phone. It's already got me logged in. I look at my orders. Nope. Ordered the right stuff. Shipped the wrong stuff. So, okay, would you like to return this product? I want to return this product, and it kind of threw up a red flag saying, whoa, there was a problem. I mean, you could have said, hey, I didn't need it or whatever, and it just would have allowed you to ship it back. But when I said there was a problem on their end, it flagged me over to a chat. So then here comes up the chat gal, or maybe it was an AI, artificial intelligence, who knows? But here comes this gal, and she says, hey, how can I help you? And I said, oh, well, I ordered this. Here's what showed up. And she goes, well, can you attach a picture to the chat? Sure. So I took a picture of all 6 boxes. Boom. She's got a picture. You definitely got the wrong stuff. They must have picked that wrong. I tell you what, if you're willing to go drop off these boxes at FedEx, I will send you a label, right, to ship this back. But I'm also going to ship your other stuff that you were supposed to get shipped, all 6 cases to you free of charge.
Okay.
So I'll either give you your money back, or I'll ship you what you wanted free of charge. It will ship out today. Now you talk about customer service.
Yeah.
And it's
we just did that too.
We just did that too. We had a sauce. Well, you kind of complained about it. You're the easiest customer service.
I didn't talk to the customer. I had a lovely chat with the customer when I called him to tell him, hey, we're shipping it out. But
we had a bottle of sauce that got smashed in the U.S.
It's just
Postal
one of those
Service
things
system.
of where, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's really frustrating because I'm like, well, now I'm just gonna, I have to, repackage it, but I have to package it in like it was one bottle of sauce, and I had to put it in a box. I don't have like a small enough box, so it was just like it just felt wasteful. Is why I was, but it's what I had to do.
Emma, you want a pro trick?
What?
Take the box.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down all four sides.
Are you
and
gonna
fold it over, and you can turn the box in half.
Okay, but
take a box.
Okay.
Grab your box cutter. Go to every corner and cut down the box halfway or to however high you want the box. Right? Cut off the flaps. This is really weird for a podcast that we're going to have to. I'm going to have to go get a box, right? But take the box and take off the top flaps. Cut them off.
Okay.
So now you got a box with no top.
Okay.
Cut down each corner and fold them in. And now you got a box half the size, or a box 3/4 the size, or a box 1/4. Just depends how far you cut down.
Okay. Huh.
And tape it. And now you got a new box.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay.
Now you got a smaller dimension box, which should be cheaper to ship.
Right. I'll have to try that. Hopefully not anytime soon.
We'll have to go through it.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to make a video.
It really wasn't. And sometimes reprinting labels in Shopify is a real challenge. But it's fine.
This was going to be the end of the world yesterday. She's like,
"Oh, it's just." I was not like that. I just feel like
Emma,
everyone needed me to do stuff. I was like, I got a whole job today. Can I just catch a break? It was just one of those days. But it's fine. I got it done.
Kind of like my morning when I told them that I'd go get a fire inspection on the food truck because we have 2 food truck events today, so it needed to be done early. They only inspect from 8 to noon. So I cut my breakfast short by a half hour and got there, and I get to the food truck and I've got 20 minutes to get there. It's 7:30. I get there and I'm going to be 10 minutes early to this inspection, hopefully be towards the front of the line. And I start up the food truck, I unplug it, and I look, and it's out of fuel. And so, so I go across, I fuel the truck up, I drive across town. Now I'm 5th in line. But the whole time across town, I'm smelling this truck. I'm going, what in the hell? It smells like dirty gray water. It's horrible. And so I get back, and I'm like, I hook the sewer hose up, and I go to the sewer dump, and I let all the water out, and it's just black. This water been sitting in this tank. And it just
had it never been emptied?
Well, it hadn't been emptied this year. So they kept filling it full of water and using the water, but they never emptied the tank. And I'm like, where do you think the water goes? Where do you think it goes? So I had showed him at the beginning of the year, so the new food truck guy, showed him, here's how you dump it, here's where you dump it, here's your hose.
Did you tell him how often he needed to dump it?
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to dump it every time, but every couple of weeks you should dump it, right? I mean, if you start to, it didn't hurt anything, but if it starts to smell a little bit,
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. It was just one of those mornings that it's like,
I know.
Just think. We got to think.
Yeah.
We got to think. We got to think about the customer, though. We got to get this catering software right. We got to get it going.
Yeah, so I know it's on my plate.
Yeah. I need that.
Again.
Holidays are coming. We need this done like now.
Can we try to get through the holidays with just what we have?
No.
Is this not even our system now isn't
needs
perfected?
To be better
I can't
for
throw
the
in right, but if our system on the back end isn't perfected now, what makes you think throwing in an entirely new system is going to be better?
If we design it right, it will be.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We'll change the
But-
subject.
I mean, it's fine. I'll try to figure. I'll do the best I can, and that's
Yeah,
all I
we
can
don't-
give
we,
you.
We don't want to cobble. There's got to be a Shopify store out there that somebody's done this before. We just haven't found it.
The problem is just that we have so many modifications, and Shopify doesn't allow that many mods.
Maybe they
Like,
do.
I have physically tried to
maybe they do.
hand build it. I've tried to hand build it, and I yet to figure it out. But I didn't have much time to do any research today.
Have you been on the phone with Shopify saying, "Hey, I need more modifications"?
Actually, no. I chat them. Their chat system is 10 out of 10. That's what we use. No, because they'll just tell me, you should pay one of our designers.
Well, okay, if that's what it takes. But I don't want to pay a designer if a designer can't do it.
Right.
But if a designer can do it,
you'll end up with our website now.
I'll pay with a dime. Yeah, different story. Okay, what else?
Yeah. I don't know. You're the one with the notes today.
Yeah, I got to go pick up beef from Fairway, another part of the restaurant thing from, we do a chicken fried steak. We cut our own chicken fried steak in-house, and we've always cut it out of eye around, and now there's a scarcity of eye around. I'm not sure all of a sudden why there's a scarcity of eye around in the market, but nobody can get it. Sam's Club doesn't sell it anymore. We can't get it through our purveyors. So I went to the Fairway guy, and he goes, "Oh, just use bottom round. It'll be just as good, if not better." I'm like, yeah, I don't have any butchers. He goes, "I'll cut them for you. Tell me what you want." Told him exactly, and they were beautiful. And not much more money. I'm a little bit more money, but not much more, and no labor. So I'm like, walked up yesterday and said, "Hey, dude, what? Need more?" "Yeah, I need 100 more portions." I said, "How about we just count on this every week? I'll just pick them up on Wednesday." He's like, "I'm fine with that." So anyway.
Hopefully that lasts.
Yeah, me too. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Anything else? Anything else you can think about? Otherwise, we might cut this one short at 41 minutes because I still got shit to do, and I got to go set up bike night for my bride.
Last bike night of the year, and
back 40 bike night. Yeah,
at the barn.
No, it'll be ever.
That is the longest name we could have possibly given it, and we did.
Try to get out of the bike night business, so trying to get somebody else to take it over so we don't have to deal with it, because it's a big pain in the butt, and I'm not a big motorcycle guy, and I don't care, and I don't want to do it.
He doesn't like motorcycles. He doesn't like
and I don't
music.
Like losing
he doesn't
money.
like.
If I'm going to lose money, I might as well sponsor somebody else to do it. Right?
I guess. Yeah, no. Not much here. I just got a busy weekend ahead.
Oh, yeah?
Again. Yeah, I'm pulling it's a crazy one. I'm going to St. Louis Friday. Took the day off work, because that's how I roll. I'm going to St. Louis with my grandma and my brother. We're going to take her to a Cardinals baseball game. She's a big baseball fan. And then we're getting up at the crack of dawn on Saturday, and I'm driving home to go to Omaha for a concert Saturday night. So I'm going to pull a good old Darren Worth. Just drive across the Midwest, but it's fine. Be worth it. I'm going to go see the Jonas Brothers live on Saturday. Dream come true.
I don't know who that is, but
that's fine. That's fine. But yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like fun. I'm off to Denison, Iowa to cook barbecue.
That is where I was born.
Really?
Yeah. Really.
Huh.
They have my births. They have all my records.
You think if I throw around the Derflinger name around there that people will know it?
Probably not. Just because we're only there for a couple of years, and I was really little, so probably not anymore. Maybe. No. Yeah, such a small city or town that they had all of me and my brother's birth records in a tote in a shed. When my mom called because she needed them one day, and they had to go check a tote in a shed because that was their storage. I was like, that is the most small town Iowa shit I've ever heard.
That's funny.
That's where, yeah.
That's funny. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try, since I only got reserve grand, I'm going to try a couple different recipes this week and get tuned up because the big shows are starting here in a couple weeks. American Royal.
Yeah. I feel like we got a couple of American Royal episodes coming up. Maybe. Not a bad idea.
Something to talk about.
And then
but in the meantime, since we're just rambling now.
Yeah, sorry guys. Go like and subscribe. Like our, what do I say? I all of a sudden forgot. Oh, go follow us on social medias at Cue the Mic Podcast. TikTok, Threads, Twitter, X, sorry. Still Twitter.com for those.
Formerly known as Twitter.
It's still Twitter.com, so it's Twitter for life. And Instagram. Did I say that one? Yeah, we're only on those four. Oh, and TikTok. Yeah. TikTok, Threads,
and
Instagram.
More comments. We love Twitter. We love comments. If anybody knows of a catering software out there that has a really good front end and a really good back end, I'm your guy.
Please save me. Send that our way. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow. Like this video if you want.
Okay.
Or
I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna
rate this podcast if you want.
Okay.
Leave us 4-star.
You're rambling again. Leave us a 4-star. Yeah, we'll leave that.
Even though it's a 4-star, even though it's the best barbecue in the world.
Our last thing right before we come on, we both got a notification of a Google review. Best barbecue in the state. I'll be back. 4-star. Thank you.
Just one of those. Anyway.
That's right.
That was episode 22 of Cue the Mic. Yeah, you do. We'll see you guys next week.